guys on Sportsmanlike Conduct Live right now, VJ on Spreaker.com. I'm your host, VJ Right. That's because I always think I am. Hashtag 8515. Hashtag the Big Vanilla Shack, the Big Vanilla Funny. Y'all know all the nicknames. What's up, everybody? I'm back, man. It's been about a week since I've been on. In a little over a week, I did an NBA Finals preview show. And I kind of didn't want to do shows after every game because I believe you become a victim of the moment. I'm sure when I get a job at a network and I'm working every day, you have to talk about the previous game. I get that. But this year, I wanted to just kind of make a prediction, put some fillers out there on social media, and then come do a review show, which we have right now. NBA Finals wrapped up last night. Golden State Warriors win a championship, second time in the last 3 years, beating Cleveland 129-120. In 5 games, and I predicted 5 games on the first preview show before the final started, so I'll take that Vegas money right there. I wanted to call a sweep, but I knew LeBron was good enough to get his team one win against that team, and in the one win they got, it was more or less that he did what he normally does. They just hit a lot of threes, 25 to 26 of them, I believe, an NBA Finals game record. They needed that type of performance to win a game, and they got the win. They probably should have won Game 3. You know, up 8 or up 7, but then give up an 11-0 run and end up losing that game down the stretch. And then last night, you saw glimpses of where they had control of the game in the second quarter. At about the 10-minute mark, they had an 8-point lead, and then for some reason they decided over the next 10 minutes and 32 seconds to be outscored 39-11, and it ballooned up to 17. And at that point, it's almost like game over. They made a little run. They got to within 3, got to within 4, but in my opinion, it just never felt like it was still a game because nobody can stop Durant. Curry had 34 last night with 10 assists, so not only did he go out and he cooked whoever was defending him, he also got other people involved and kind of ran the show, and I believe 6 of those assists came off Durant baskets. I know we love to big up Durant and talk about the Durant move, but I think that has also something to do with the people who would much rather not give Steph Curry his proper props. And then you even have a guy like Klay Thompson on this championship team who really didn't play that well. He had 1 good game in the finals. He had maybe 2 or 3 good games in the entire playoffs. He just wasn't there. But he turned into their premier defender. Draymond's going to be Draymond. Zaza Pachulia, whatever his name is, the rough and dirty, muck 'em up, garbage man from kind of throwback player from the 90s, early 2000s, the 80s. He had a moment or two. JaVale McGee had a moment or two. But it really came down to Steph and to Durant. That's what it really came down to. Draymond didn't have any great scoring games. He didn't have any great shooting games. There were games he shot 3 of 14, 4 of 16. Same with Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson shot 2 of 11, 3 of 16, 5 of 16. He had the one game where he got hot from 3 and hit 6 3-pointers. So he got 24 points out of that where he just got hot. But he didn't play exceptionally well. But I think because Durant is there, we use anything we can to try to diminish what Steph Curry really is. And what Steph Curry is one of the top 5 players in the NBA. And it kind of reminds you of what the Heat had when they won their championships. And we got a lot of show for you guys today. I got my man DC Will Sports. We're going to cover this thing from beginning to end. Because the one thing I am not going to do, now this is going to shock some of you guys. The one thing I am not going to do today is I'm not going to bash LeBron. I'm not going to bash LeBron. I'm going to show people how diverse and how much of a hater I am not. Because we live in this society today where if you disagree with someone or you point out, what someone does in a debate, that's what a debate is. There's a pro and there's a con. There's a pro, there's a con. Because it's my job to point out the pro and the con. The pro for what I like and what I agree with, the con for what I don't. And what I don't agree with, or what I don't cheer for, or what I don't ride with. Whatever adjective you want to use. So I'm going to actually leave LeBron James, the basketball player, alone. I never touch his personal life. I love what he does off the court. I love the fact he keeps his homies around. His social consciousness as a black man in society, the things he speaks out about. I love all of that. Great father, great role model. If I had a son, he wanted LeBron James jersey. He have all the LeBron James jerseys and all the LeBron James sneakers that he wants. He can cheer for LeBron all he wants. That's fine. I would not tell him, don't cheer for him or he's a this or he's a... No. Not on a personal level. As a basketball player, I was still telling you, but you never saw Kobe. You never saw Mike. You never saw Dr. J. You never saw Matt. You never saw Bert. Just like my dad did to me. I love Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith. You know what my father used to tell me? You never saw Jim Brown. You never saw Elgin Baylor. You never saw Reggie Jackson in his prime. When I used to talk about Ken Griffey Jr., my pops used to tell you never saw Reggie Jackson in his prime. It's the same thing with basketball. It's the same thing with sports. So we're going to leave LeBron James alone today. I'm going to talk about LeBron James fans and the media today and how we consistently and continuously readjust our judging to either try to uplift one person or to knock another. The hypocrisy that comes with the LeBron James fan base is hilarious. It doesn't make me mad. It doesn't make me want to call them a bunch of girls, or you're acting feminine, or you're acting like that. It makes me laugh. It makes me just call you a hypocrite. That's it. That's all I have to say. You're being hypocritical about what you're saying. You're changing it, or you're not trying to find the stat that you want to find for everybody else. I always say, just stay consistent. The one thing about me that I think is a good attribute for myself and why I'm good at Sports Talk Radio is because I stay consistent. You may not always like what I say, but if you don't like what I say about the topic, you're never going to like what I say because I'm going to stay consistent and stay the same. And that's fine. It's okay to disagree. That's what debating is. It's okay to disagree. It's not a problem. But the LeBron James fan base, one, has ruined talking about the NBA. Two, it's ruined talking about who the greats really were. We're going to play a video of Michael Rappaport, and I just have the audio. You guys, of course, it's ready. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to play a video of Michael Rappaport and Rasheed Wallace last night recording themselves and what they said after the game. There are a lot of people that feels like the NBA is ruined right now. I am one of them. I told you guys 4 or 5 years ago the NBA was never going to be the same again. And you like it now because you like LeBron and he's going to Miami and you know he's going to win some rings down there. But down the line, you're not going to like it. Look at social media today. Just go down your timeline. Look at social media today. The warnings were out there. You thought that LeBron was going to be the only one to go to a team and collectively come with 2 other of the top, 5, 3, 6, 7 players in the league? And nobody else was going to want to do it? It's called evolution. There's Samsung owners that are mad at Apple. There's Apple owners that are mad at Samsung. Toyota's mad at Honda. Mercedes is mad at BMW. Audi doesn't like Volvo. Because someone is always outdoing what you did. If you set a trend, understand that if you don't kill the trend, eventually the trend is going to outgrow you. You started it. I always like the analogy of the bullet and the gun and the bulletproof vest and the bullet that goes through the bulletproof vest and then the bulletproof vest that stops the bullet that goes through the bulletproof vest. The guy that initially probably invented the bullet is pissed. We don't even talk about the guy that invented the bow and arrow or the slingshot. He's really pissed. He's mad because what you thought of and what you went and did, others have come behind you and have done it to a different level, took what you laid down and ran with it. I don't understand why a fan base is mad about that. If your guy is the guy that kind of started it. You know one thing I never hear Patriot fans complain about? How soft quarterbacks are or don't like to get hit around their legs. You want to know why that's the case? Because their guy's Tom Brady. Their guy started the rule. Tom Brady's hit against the Chiefs opening day 2008 is the reason why you cannot hit quarterbacks below the legs. But you have fans who don't like it, do you? Because your team doesn't have a quarterback that's that important. It was the same thing when the Heat were put together. Most people didn't like it because people knew it just stopped the flow of other teams. It's the same with Golden State. That's why LeBron James fans, though, they don't dislike Kevin Durant. A year ago, LeBron James fans were clowning Kevin Durant. They've never given Kevin Durant a sniff at being close to LeBron. Let's just be real, guys. Let's be real, open, and honest. Most LeBron fans never even gave Kevin Durant a sniff to be mentioned in the same sentence a year and back. Not to mention that they never mentioned that in the finals with OKC against the Heat, he averaged 31.5. He wasn't being stopped. Maybe LeBron, I hear people saying, well, LeBron can't guard Kevin Durant. Maybe he's never been able to guard Kevin Durant, but they don't meet in a playoff series. They only met in one finals. They lost in 5. They played a super team, the Heat. They were young. They weren't ready. Young teams rarely win championships in sports. Rarely. You don't find college football teams with a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are contributors and starters that go win a national championship. They win it with seniors and juniors. Roy Williams wins national championships with seniors and juniors. John Calipari gets 4 or 5 McDonald's All-Americans every single year. How many national championships does he have? They lose to veterans-led teams, seniors and juniors. In the NFL, young upstart teams there's some veteran teams that can't crack the Super Bowl. But the teams that win the Super Bowl are veteran teams. Veteran all-pro linebacker, veteran all-pro quarterback, number 1 option, top 5 receiver, one of the top 10, top 8 or 9 offensive lines, guys that have been in the league, 9, 7, 12. There's that 13-year veteran at the left tackle position that's been holding it down all this time from the blind side. Yeah, you got a young defensive end that's getting some sacks. You got a young linebacker making plays, but the guys who are pushing the wagon are veterans. Oklahoma City was not even ready to win that championship. They didn't stop Durant from averaging 31.5 that series. And I'm not going to use the HATE word. I think it's a decisive word. I think it's a foolish word for people to feel better about themselves. I honestly mean that. And I've said it so many times on my show. We'll also touch on people listening to what they want to listen to and read what they want to read. That's also going out to LeBron James fans too. Because I had a gentleman today say you hate on him so much. And I'm like, you must not listen to my show. And you must not read. You read what you want to read. You read my criticism of his play and you look at it as hate. No, I'm judging him just like I judge everybody else. He doesn't get a pass from me like you guys like to do. He's not getting a pass from me like most people want to give him. I'm judging him like I judge everybody else. I stay consistent. I've said that so many times. I stay consistent. LeBron James fans have this thing where we started to actually question Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the undoubtable GOAT in many's eyes in basketball. And it's going to take 6 rings or 5 to even come close. But in those 5, you better be 5-0. And maybe you retire earlier. Maybe, you get your rings at different points in your career so you're more steady. Jordan got it in the meat of his career towards the end. But it's the same process. It's the same judging level. LeBron James fans change it. The one criticism I will give LeBron today is I will say this, and I don't know if it's criticism. Just go watch the video yourself and you tell me. Be honest. Think about all the champions and all the losers you've seen walk off of sports fields, ice, the tennis court, the golf course, whatever. You show me one that looked like LeBron looked last night. Almost this calming, kind of like, I'm good. I didn't need to win this anyway because they have Durant anyway. The excuses are already built in for I'm good. Listen to his post-game preference. I. You can't tell me that if any of you had a son that plays sports, you would tell your son that's the way to think. When we lose, you did your best. You left it all out on the floor. That, to me, that's just not a leader. But somebody will go, oh, you're hating. No, that's what he said. But we want guys to be a team guy. If there's a receiver who's showboating in the NFL, what do you say? Oh, he's a me guy. He's not about the team. You don't like Odell Beckham, he's not about the team. You don't like Terrell Owens, he's not about the team. It's I. You have the same example of LeBron doing the same thing, and his fans think, well, he did. He averaged a triple-double. He did. Huh? Are you serious? Like, okay, if that's the case, stick with that forever then. Don't change it for certain athletes. Either someone is a leader in wins and losses. Standing back there dapping everybody up, he knows the camera's right there. That's for the camera. You've seen Cam Newton walk off that Super Bowl field. You've seen John Elway walk off that Super Bowl field with losses. We saw Dan Marino walk off that Super Bowl field alone. We've seen Kobe Bryant. Do you remember that man's face and how he walked off that court in Boston? He wasn't in the back tunnel dapping up his teammates and had this thing, and he didn't say, I did what I had to do. I did my Kobe thing. No. You know what he said in this press conference? We have to get tougher. We have to go back and watch it. We have to get tougher. That's what, to me, a GOAT, a leader, a real leader does. Last night, you watched the game, a lot of one-on-one with LeBron and Kyrie. Not a lot of team ball last night. A lot of one-on-one. Maybe Kyrie's feeling the pressure. I got to get mine because if I don't, they're going to scrutinize me. I'm going to be the GOAT here. I'm going to be the one that they lash out. I got to go get mine. A lot of one-on-one. You can't go one-on-one. Not against Golden State. And that's not their game. You want to move the ball. Cleveland's at its best when the ball hops. Golden State's at their best when the ball hops. San Antonio Spurs are at their best when the ball hops. Those are the three best teams in the league. When the ball hops and moves, that's when they're their best. A lot of one-on-one, a lot of let me go get my stats. That's what I honestly read that. How else can I not read it any other? And JR, honestly, JR got some shots up last night. I don't think he passed once. Every time he got the ball, he just jacked it. And he put in 25 last night. Kyrie had 26. Tristan had 15 and 8. I know Love didn't show up. I know Love didn't play well. But nobody thought J.R. Smith was going to have 25. To me, that means something. That means something in how you judge a game and how you rank something, how you look at something. But the press conference last night was very telling to me. Very telling to me. And, of course, his fan base will just blow it off. And if a guy like me mentions it, then I'm a hater. That's the only criticism that I will give him. I'm going to leave LeBron alone all summer long. I'm not going to say a word about him personally. Everything I say until next basketball season will be directly directed at his fan base, not him. He is a great basketball player. He is probably the best all-around talent that I've ever seen in my lifetime of watching basketball. Him, guys like Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd got mad triple-doubles as a point. Russell Westbrook, all-around basketball players can shoot, can pass, can defend when they want to, because guys defend when they want to. And we'll get into Cleveland's defense in this finals, too, because the last thing that I want to hear, I left my all. All right, but you were Kevin Durant's primary defender. He averaged 35 and a half. That's just what it is. He dropped 35 and a half. I don't make the number up. I saw too many times where Iggy and Durant had just wide open backdoor dunks. There's 3 times where Iggy's driving. He gets the rebound and dribbles all the way up the court with nobody stopping him. And you see Tristan Thompson and LeBron both kind of step to the side. Not a lot of force going to the hoop last night at all. And throughout the series at points. Misdirection on defensive assignments. Ranked 22nd in the league in defensive efficiency this year. You are who your stats and records say you are. You win 73 games in the season, you're a great single-season team, regardless of what anybody tries to say, because any great we can bring up in any other era never won 73 games before. There's two teams that's won 70-plus games in NBA history. That can't be denied. That can't be debated. That can't be anything. I don't care who you playing against. It is what it is. I got a special guest coming in right now. My man DC Will from Will Sports. We got a short period of time, so I want to welcome in the VJs of Sports for Light Conduct and get right to it. What's going on, Big Will?
Hey, what's going on, good fella? So
Not much.
I apologize, I'm at work, so if I make some of the same points that you may have previously made, it great minds think alike.
Don't worry about it, man. So let's get right to it. I was actually just talking about how I'm actually going to leave LeBron James alone the entire summer, and every LeBron James comment that I make from this point on until October will be only directed at his irrational, hypocritical fan base. I thought he played well. I thought LeBron James is a great basketball player. He is probably the best all-around talent that I've seen, along with Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, guys like Russell Westbrook that can really, when they want to, there's nothing they can't do on the court when they want to. I think he's a guy like that. But I'm still going to stand where I stand as far as his plays, because I just still see too many things And the main thing that I pointed out, the one criticism last night I will give him was his press conference. And I've told you this before, and I've been saying this for years. I don't like the I. His fan base can defend that shit all they want to, but I'm telling people, and it shows in sports, when you have to say you did your best, I did this, I, that's blatantly throwing your team 100% under the bus. And I'll let you start on this. I've never seen a champion megastar athlete like LeBron walk off of a losing field, court, golf course, or anything in a championship scenario with that type of bounce, with that type of energy, with that type of whatever, I'm good, because he is. He knows his legacy is set. He knows his fan base is going to defend him, and he knows people are going to say, oh, well, they just went and got Durant. But if he'd have won, people would have said, well, damn, they went and got Durant, and they couldn't win, and he is now the GOAT because he beat the best team ever. Your thoughts on all that?
Well, my thoughts on that, first of all, let's get to the I situation. He's a little bit justified with the I, because when everything goes wrong, them losing in the finals, but forget the fact he averaged the triple-double. Everybody that I've heard is saying, yeah, LeBron this, LeBron that. So, yeah, when he wins, is I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand where that comes from. If you're going to keep blaming me, keep pointing the fingers at me when the stuff goes wrong, now, is that the best way for a leader to be? Absolutely not. But it's a human emotion.
Okay,
he's a human being.
I agree. Okay, if you say it like that, that's cool. I agree with that. Is it an attribute of a leader? No. Is it human emotion, though? Absolutely.
And what else did you want me to tackle on this? Because I told them I'm ready for. I've been ready for the LeBron beef. I've been ready.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have a beef with him. I'm dropping any beef with any LeBron topic. I'm just directed at his fan base because his fan base is irrational and they're hypocritical.
What is fan show for?
Oh, sure for fanatic. But LeBron fans don't act like
every fan base, from the Cowboys to the Dolphins to the Redskins. Every fan base has a large number of irrational thoughts. You can talk about Cowboy fan bases; their Super Bowl rings are old enough to vote. You can't tell them that. You can talk about us Redskin fan bases who think we're going to be great every year, and we end up doing the same thing, but you can't tell us that. You can say the same thing about the Miami. Oh, yeah, but we're the only team that went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. Dog, none of y'all was born when that happened. So it's unreal. You know what I mean? It's like, I tell you all the time, when you start trying to talk to the fans, when you start trying to deal with fans, you're going to lose because it's split. You will never be right because there's always too many different sides of the fan base's angle. So it's like, I like LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. I have no problem with saying I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm not irrational. I'm not dumb. I just don't like all of the extra criticism you get when it's like, dog, I mean, for instance, and I'm not saying you, this is just my example. The one thing people always talk about when they bring up LeBron and Jordan, and no, this isn't a LeBron-Jordan debate, I'm just using this example. The one thing people always like to bring up is, well, Michael went 6 for 6. LeBron never did that. Well, if we sat there and we put everything that LeBron did that Michael never did against the list of everything that Michael did, vice versa, trust me, that list would be a lot more lopsided than LeBron's favor. But they don't want to do that. You know why? And you know why I don't get into that argument? Because I understand. Fans are fanatics. They're irrational. There's some people you can't tell Michael Jordan didn't walk on water. Or if he didn't walk on water, but Jesus did it, he had Jordans on.
What means more? What means more? What means more? Numbers or championships in sports? Honestly,
it all depends on who you're asking. Because if we're
I'm asking
honest,
you. I'm asking you.
This is what
I'm asking you.
Numbers mean more. You know why? Because Robert Ory, I'm going to tell you why. No, I'm going to tell you why. Because if you want to say that don't mean anything, Robert Ory has more championships than LeBron James, who's the better player? Now we're talking about.
There's always variables, Will. I get that. There's always variables. I understand. Charles Haley's got 5 Super Bowl rings. I understand the variables in it. But at the end of the day, when we're talking GOAT, best ever, championships have to come first in every sport.
And it does come into play, and he has 3 of those. He's not undefeated in them or whatever, but he has 3 of those. So yeah, we're talking about. You made my point. You made the point in your opening when you were like, he's the most talented. When someone asks me who's the best, who's the greatest, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this In the vacuum, and I've told you this before, in the vacuum, your talent at what you can do. Nobody else, even when you talk about the Kareems, the Bill Russells, the people, all of these rings, all of these accolades, all of these awards, with LeBron, they still can't do what LeBron James can do on the court. And a lot of that has to do with just his sheer size, which he didn't work on. He didn't work to get taller. I'm sure he's worked to get stronger, but LeBron James, he's always been a kind of a strong kid. But at the end of the day, that goes into it. So if you can do more, then yeah, you're better at the end of the day. I put it to you like this. If you have a wife, and your wife is a great cook, and she's great in bed, but she's lacking everywhere else, I would much rather go with the one who's a pretty good cook, who's good in bed, who looks awesome, who has a great job, who has a great, you see what I'm saying? So when we start talking about, but the scoring and the chips, you're putting stuff in the vacuum. When you're talking about the greatest, you got to put that overall window. You can't weigh the championship heavily because there's a lot of great players who won't have a championship, who never got a championship, and will never get a championship, all because of certain variables that may be out of their control.
Yeah, but they will never be considered the GOAT. You can't name one player in any sport with 0 championships who somebody would say was the greatest player ever in that sport. You can't find one.
I'm sorry, we live in an alternate reality. I didn't know LeBron James didn't have it. I didn't know he was.
No, I'm not talking about LeBron. I'm talking about your comment of a lot of great players who never won the champion. Okay, fine. You like Charles Barkley will never. Charles Barkley.
Which one have I ever said was the GOAT? Well, I said they were great players.
Not you personally, but over the last 2 weeks.
But I said in my statement, when we're talking about the GOAT, yeah, championships factor into that, but it's not the end all be all. And that's just my opinion. It starts with championships because ever since I've been born and ever since someone stuck me in front of a television and put sports on and say, Vernon, this is football, this is baseball, this is basketball. What I have always heard, seen, watched, debated, wrote, did TV on was always about who's winning and who's losing. Sports is a short menu. It really, when you go to sports, if it was a restaurant and you open it, it's a short menu. There's wins, there's losses. Yeah, there's a lot of other little sides and appetizers, but that's not what you're looking at. It starts here. Yeah, I'm going to add on some rebounds. I'm going to add on some assists. I'm going to add on 7 straight finals. But then there's a variable with the 7 straight finals. We all know the East has been shit for 7 straight years. We all know that. That's not to knock him. Not him. Not the player. His fan base who goes, well, Michael did. Are you kidding? That's the stuff I'm talking about. You forget how great, not you personally, them. They forget how bomb those Knicks teams were. The Pacers, the Sonics, the Jazz, even the Cavs. In the early 90s, the Cavs, they won 62, 63 games. They weren't sorry. Jordan was just so great. He mowed through everybody. There was nobody that ever stood in his way. And in sports, that's what we like. That's why we like Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson was undefeated. The only thing that doesn't evolve to get better in a 12-15 period window of time.
I disagree. I agree with you on that.
Acting like the athletes are bigger or stronger. Why are we sitting here acting like Anthony Mason, who started and was one of the better players on that Knicks team, will make an NBA team today? Why are we acting like that?
I'll tell you why.
Who was the man in Cleveland? We act like Craig Elo, who was the man in Cleveland, was never starting lineup on any 32.
Well, he wasn't the man in Cleveland. Mark Price and Brad Daugherty were the man in Cleveland. He was more of a third to fourth wheel. I get what you're saying, but I'll tell you. Remember, they had Larry Nance and some other players too. But I'll tell you why that is.
They had Larry Nance.
I'll tell you why that is.
6'9", great power forward. 6'9", 6'10", right?
Yep.
Will Larry Nance do what he did today in this league?
I don't see. Here's the thing. That's one part of debate I don't like to get into because there's no way to really prove it. And to me, a debate where there's no bottom line proof because we don't have a time machine, to me becomes useless. I guess that's part of my maturation of doing radio where, because I can sit on the phone, I can do a show for 10 straight hours and just talk about who wouldn't beat who and who would beat who and none of it be proven. It's all kind of useless. But let me tell you why. People, you're right. Athletes are bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic. I get that part of it. But athletes today are also mentally softer. They're not as fundamentally sound. They don't really care about the game as much as guys used to. That's not making these obscene amounts of money. There's a lot of things that go. Let me ask you this. Tristan Thompson, in my opinion, should average 15 rebounds a night. 15 a night. Because I watch him go get 18, 19, 17. Say, when he's getting a little criticism or when he's focused. Why aren't you doing that all the time in today's age where you're 6'11" and there's no big men left in the league? Why doesn't Dwight Howard die? Like all the criticism that Howard used to take for Shaq, I used to agree with all of it because I felt Shaq. Shaq like, you should be 27 and 15. No one can guard. But players, even though bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, they're not as tough. They don't work on their game as much. That's why the separation between the greats and everybody else is so big. Top 5 players in the league. Kawhi, LeBron, Durant, Harden, Westbrook, right? Or Steph. You could throw Steph in there somewhere, right? Everybody else, right, dog, is really just like I like John Wall, but are you going to win a championship with John Wall being your lead guy? No. I like Russ Westbrook. Are you going to win with Westbrook? James Harden. I like those guys, but you're not going to win with those guys being, you're going to win with LeBron, though. You're going to win with Kawhi. You're going to win with Durant. You're going to win with Steph. And then everything else just falls off. There was a time in the league, and I'm not, once again, not trying to compare eras, but guys were tougher. I think that plays a little bit into why people do like to do that back and forth, that judgment thing. I want to get off that because I know I got short time, which I got 2 more things I want to go. Kevin Durant leaves and go wins the championship, and I told you I didn't like the move. I didn't like when LeBron left. I knew, and I've been saying this for years, that this was the NBA that was coming, and people liked it then because it was the Heat. But once other people started to do it and it started to get in LeBron's way, we would see a lot of this, Warriors this, Warriors that, Durant this. I agree. He went and joined the team that beat him. I understand. But that basically is like playing a hand of poker. All he did was raise the stakes. You went and did that in Miami. Well, I'm going to raise the stakes. I'm not going to go talk to nobody else. I'm just going to go play with these guys. And somebody else is going to do it next year. Are we going to hate Paul George if he goes to Cleveland now? Like, let's be real. If he decides to try to make a trade, try to go after like a Paul George. Are we going to hate Paul George now?
I don't hate any of them because, first of all, people got to understand, and it's been documented. The game, right after Cleveland beat last year, right after Cleveland beat Golden State, Kevin Durant didn't call anybody. Draymond Green, from the parking lot, called 2 people. He called Kevin Durant, hey, bro, we need you. Yeah. And all he did was look at, hey, man, I see what the Cavs got over there. I'm going to go get this weapon of mass destruction called Kevin Durant. He's like, I got this weapon of mass destruction. I'm going to get Kevin Durant. He got him. I'm not mad at that. I do not get mad at the player mobility. I'm all for it. I'm not mad at the quote-unquote super team.
And you said that before. I'll defend you on that. You said that before, too. You said you like player movement. You like players having power, so I'll back you on that. You did admit that a year ago.
Right. So it's like, I look at it like the same way, man, maybe this is because we came from that era. Man, we'll beat them. They get paid just like you get paid because every player in the NBA has went the majority of his life being the best player, being the man coming up. Is you have to have a certain level of talent and cockiness and swagger to play in the NBA. So in my mind, every player in the NBA feel like they're the best player on the court. You know, whether it happens or it's seen, that's one thing. But if we're playing against a super team, what you going to fold up or just don't show up to the game, cuz? That's where the league going. Just don't play in the NBA. Go overseas then. If you can't hang with it. Beat the best then. Because guess what? If you can't beat the best, you're not the best. So you don't deserve to even be mad. Be a placeholder. I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset at all. Because GM, since sports leagues have been started, what is the job of the GM?
To put together the best team he possibly can to win championships.
Put together the best damn team he possibly can. So guess what? I'm not mad that the players have the wherewithal to do it. I'm not mad that players are smart enough to be like, hey, you know what? Our contracts both coming up at the same year, man. What you trying to do? You trying to take this chip? I'm not mad at that because it's up to the GM, kind of like what Golden State did. We're going to make these moves. We're going to get this cap space because we know who's going to be a free agent at this year. That's called, as you like to say, being ahead of the curve. You can't be a GM and play fantasy basketball or fantasy football. If you're going to be a GM, you got to be a GM looking towards the future. If I'm a GM, I'm looking at what contracts are coming up the next 4 years from now. What do our roster look like? That's what I need to see. Because that's part of being a GM. You're not going out there shooting no jumpers. You're not at no practices. That's your job. So if you're being out GM'd by players, what are you here for? So this whole super team nonsense, man, we'll put together a super team then. Straight like that.
Two more things before I let you go. Two more before I let you go real quick. What'd you think about LeBron saying, "I've never played for a super team"? What'd you think about that?
I think that was a real millennial response. And the craziest part, I don't agree with it. Let me say this. But the craziest part about it is, I really honestly think he believes that. That's what's so crazy about it.
Me too.
I made with you in the post.
Yeah, me too.
And I honestly think he believes it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the arrogance of him that I do like, because I like arrogant players. I've said that my favorite players in everything were arrogant. Dan Marino, Kobe Bryant, Rasheed Wallace, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, Jeff Gordon, Rafael Nadal. My favorite guys, Dan Marino. My favorite guys, man, were always, just I'm the man. I'm the best. This is what it is. Shit, this is what you guys cheer for this shit. So don't bitch about it. This is what you want. I'm always for those guys. Oh, I love those. Mm-hmm. So when he does that, I like it. But then he'll go back and do some side passive aggressive shit. It's like, come on, man. Don't do that. I was just liking you. And I'll be honest with you. I've admitted this to a few people. I go in and out of these time periods of when I like LeBron. I really, because when he first got to Miami, the villain year, I liked him the whole year. I didn't pull for Miami to win. I didn't go buy no fucking Heat gear, but I watched about 50 Heat games because that was the LeBron I was like, that's what I want you to be, dog. Fuck these people. You worried about what people saying too much. You got rabbit ears, and you allow it to make you tweet things and then have these press conferences and then say this awkward shit because you hearing all, you paying attention. When he blocked everybody out and went 0 dark 6 or whatever he called it off the internet, I liked him the whole year. That second year when he was in Miami. And that's the LeBron. I was like, yo, you're a LeBron fan. I'm like, yo, I'm messing with his personality right now. I'm not a fan, but I like his personality. Like, go bald. Forget these dudes. Get fast breaks and throw all these crazy lobs to Wade and beat people by 35. And I ain't got to go do it. If this is what you want to do. You went down here to do it. Do it. Don't lose like you did to Dallas last year. Go out and do this now. And so I fall into these time frames where I find myself liking the guy. Like, yeah, you know what, man? I like that guy. Yeah, dunk on him and stare at him. You ain't got to scream and flex at the crowd. That's corny to me. Just stare at the dude you dunked on with that mean LeBron grill and do that hop run back up the floor. I be liking that, man, because I'm a sports fan at the end of the day. But if you're I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can respond to that.
No, I was about to say, see, that's what me and you differ as far as who we like in sports. We don't like the same person, but we'll like them for different reasons. I could give a rip about the personality. Like, to be honest, because I'm of the age, I'm not wearing no other man's name on my back.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not wearing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I don't own a basketball jersey. I really don't. I bought my niece a Steph Curry jersey a couple years ago because she's a Steph Curry fan. That's the last basketball jersey I can remember buying. I'll buy sneakers if I like the way they look. I bought a pair of LeBron James on accident a couple of years ago. I just like the sneakers.
And you didn't even know they are. I did that once too. I did that once too. I brought some LeBrons and I just liked them. I was like, they were black and gold. And somebody's like, oh, you rocking the LeBrons? I'm like, oh, these shirts are the LeBrons? I didn't know what they were. I just liked them. And it's Nike.
They're high sneakers.
They're high sneakers.
And it's like, so when people stay and they do stuff like that, but man, like, I like basketball. I like what you do. If you are a basketball player and you are good at basketball, I'd like you as that. If you're a terrible piss poor husband or something, guess what? You're not my minister, not sending my kids to watch, I'm not taking no life lessons or hanging out with you. But if you know how to entertain me on the basketball court, go team, go. That's it. Because, and this is another reason why I sit here and be like, yeah, I like LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. Because if LeBron was to be a winner, I might just get a jersey.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that would be more so because of my love for my team, and to have the greatest player playing today to play for my team yeah, I will buy that jersey. I will frame it and put it in my man cave. Just like the Jordans jersey in the frame, hanging up.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on
know
that.
What I mean? It has nothing to do. I've never had a Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jersey, and Michael Jordan is my favorite player. I've never bought another team's jersey unless it was a throwback when a throwback was hot. And that was years ago. I just don't do it. You know me, man. DMV everything, and it's always going to be that way. That's just how my fandom run.
I'll let you get out of here on this one. If you're Cleveland, what do you do this offseason?
If I'm Cleveland, I try my best to make everybody hate us. I try my best to get people in the tabloids saying, "Oh, LeBron's trying to get a super team to go with the Golden State Warriors." And you're damn right. Because if we're going against the Golden State Warriors, that means we plan on meeting up in the final. What is your team doing? How long are you going to build for the future, Boston? How many new picks are you going to get, Lakers? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of a team like that, don't come at me and talk super team and getting mad. What you need to do is switch teams and start writing letters to your favorite team and tell them to get on board.
All right, but answer the damn question, man. If you're Cleveland, what do you do this offseason?
I will have to see who becomes available. If Paul George is available, I would try to get Paul George. I would try to get Paul George, and I would try to give me someone in the middle. I was actually in a barbershop earlier today. I heard some people talking about, hey, man, Boogie should go to Cleveland and all this. I don't know how that contract, and I think he's still under contract. I don't know how that would work, but I wouldn't get Boogie. I would get Paul George, and I would try to give me a low maintenance big man.
If they bring in another
JaVale McGee type.
If they bring in another superstar, Jimmy Butler to play the 2, maybe Paul George and our Cousins, any name I thought, I don't know, Chris Paul maybe Blake Griffin, I have no idea. But if they bring another like top 10, top 11 superstar in and get to the finals next year and lose again, what would that do to LeBron's legacy? To you?
It all depends on how LeBron plays. If he goes out there and lays an egg, if he stinks it up,
he won't though. He's not.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He won't though. When I watch LeBron play, and I know this is going to sound like criticism, but I don't mind it. So let me just preface my comment by saying that first. LeBron stat stuffs very smartly. I'll say it like that so it doesn't sound, because I'm not hating, but he stat stuffs very nice. Like he had 8 of those 41 down the stretch on like 4 straight drive, that spin move left. No defense, because at that point, Golden State's just letting them score just so they can inbound the ball and burn and run more clock down. They're already up 14-15 at that point. And then there's spurts, and I don't think you can stat stuff rebounds. I hate when people say that. But there's times where guys get lazy. LeBron's very smart. He sees that, and he'll go grab like 4 rebounds in a row. Because he sees other guys are lazy. When I watch replays, I watch LeBron's eyes. He's so smart on the court. You always see his eyes moving. Kobe was the same way. I used to love to watch like replays, and I tell my family, like, yo, look at his eyes. Look where he's looking. And it'd be the play where he went, like, so smart, man. Just during free throws, you can see him standing there, and his eyes are just kind of moving around. He's watching people, and I've seen him go through spurts where he gets, 5, 6 rebounds on, within 8 possessions of a game. He's very smart at stat stuffing. So I say all that to say, when you say how he plays, if you're just going by numbers, I think a lot of stat stuffing kind of, plays into even guys that go to the free throw line when they know the refs are calling fouls, like last night and like Friday night. You could just see guys just duck their head and just drive to everybody. Once they saw that game was being called, especially Cleveland, that's how they had 22 free throws in the fourth quarter. They just ducked their head and just went to the hole. It didn't matter who it was. Like, they're calling fouls, dude. Just, to me, you can stuff your stats that way, too.
Well, you might see that as pad and stats. I look at it as leading by example. If I'm sitting there, because I'm going to tell you what, because if LeBron sits there and yells at Tristan Thomas, then he's showing up his teammates on national TV.
True.
And he's that. He's a bad guy. So if I see my team playing lazy, okay, I'm going to get out here and start doing it. I'm leading by example. Y'all see the best player going hard. Let us follow his lead. He knows the team follows his lead. So maybe he feels, okay, the team playing a little bit lazy, and they feed off of me. Maybe I'm lethargic out here. And he gets that. Why can't we look at it like that? Why did I have to jump straight to pad and stat?
No, I didn't jump straight. I didn't jump. That's why I preface, because I believe it's smart. Like, I'm not knocking it, but it was just a rebuttal to, well, I have to see how he plays. Because most times when his fan base says that, they just go right to the numbers. Like, for instance, nobody's talking about how, in all honesty, he got lit up for 35 and a half in this series. Like, that's just the fact. That's just the fact of it. There were too many defensive laps by everybody, but I saw way too many from him himself. So when you say that leading by example, it was almost just like, dude, like, LeBron, I know you see that guy. Like, come on, and you're looking at JR, but JR's not the best damn defender any damn way. What are you leaning on him for? You got to get back there, and Durant's wide open for a dunk. Iggy dribbles the ball. Iggy had 3 drives where he got the rebound. And dribbled straight up the court.
Man, and step up. Oh my God.
Yeah. And
I seen it.
So when people say how he played, not you, just his fan base, when they say, well, how did he play? Well, I mean, yeah, the numbers look great, dog, but are we don't play, we're not judging greatness with defense no more? Like, that went out the window now? 22nd ranked in defense. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to throw a hate. It's a factor. And it's a fact factor. It's nothing I'm making up. It's what we all saw in the game, you know?
I agree. I agree. A lot of it is, LeBron's strength comes to his detriment in a situational argument like that. The reason being is because LeBron he's not a scorer. He's not, I'm going to go out there and give you 50, 60 points. Because when you go out there and you're giving up, you're getting 40, 50 points, it goes away from your man having 30, 40. Like, a lot of people tend to forget that. If you put up astronomical scoring numbers on the other end. Yeah. That's not like how LeBron dominates the game. So when LeBron may end up with 25, 12, and 8, but the person he's checking has 42, 44, it looked like, but you were getting cooked. Now, I'm not making excuses because, like I said, I've seen those plays you were talking about, and I looked at it when I said it. Like, LeBron, what are you doing, B? Like, come on, man, you got to get on. You got to get on for that. You got to play better D. This is Game 5. What's happening? This is an elimination game. So yeah, he does have his lapses, but what I say in rebuttal to that is, you're always gonna have criticism. You're always gonna have criticism in the game.
You got a little more. I got one more question for you. If you got, you told me 10 minutes. I'm just letting you ride, man. I enjoy having you on, man.
Yeah. No, I know. I was
No. You straight. So you got to roll. All right, I have one more question for you, but if you got to roll, I'll let you roll.
Go ahead. I got you one more.
What do you think about Steph Curry now? He was hurt last year. Everybody wanted to say Curry fan. I'm a Curry fan, so people saying, "Oh, you're making an excuse." Like, no, he was hurt. Not hurt this year. Almost a triple double, and really kind of did what he wanted. And I know we want to give Durant the credit, but Curry had 2 double assist games, and 6 of his assists went to Durant buckets last night. Durant kind of benefits playing from him. I know Durant's their best player, but I believe Curry's their most important player and their MVP on that team. What do you think about Curry after what you saw these finals as opposed to the last 2 finals?
I'm glad he was healthy. I'm so glad he was healthy because I like Curry. I'm a basketball fan. If you're a talented basketball player in the pros, I'm supporting. I'm going with that. I'm glad he was healthy. I'm glad he showed what he could do while he was healthy. And that's it. I have no thoughts as far as, the reason why they won is because I have no thoughts of that either way because I think he could have had the same final performances and they still would have won because KD was just that much of a factor for him. Now, I'm happy at the fact that we don't have to keep hearing but he disappears in big games in the fourth quarters, or he's a no-show in finals. I can't stand when people talk like that. Like, I really can't. Like, all the big games these guys have been in their lives, you're going to sit there and say that moment is too much? Come on, man. So I'm happy for him. I'm glad he went out there. I'm glad he performed. And it showed that, he is an MVP candidate. He is. So I'm happy for the guy. I'm glad he showed out well. Like I said, I don't think that was the deciding factor in the series. I think it was just way too much firepower on the side of Golden State.
Now, see, I disagree. I think Steph Curry was the deciding factor because Klay had one good game. Klay Thompson didn't show up. Draymond Green wasn't the player that he was in last year's finals at all. He never had any great scoring. I got his numbers right here. In 3 games, he shot 3 of 13, 4 of 15, 5 of 17. Like, he didn't play, he didn't shoot well, he didn't offer much offense. Klay Thompson had a 3 of 13, 4 of 14, 3 of 16 night in 3 of these 5 games. And without Curry, like I said, Durant did what Durant did. But if Curry plays like he played last year, hurt, and where he kind of, didn't play up to people's standard for him in his first finals, if he doesn't play like he did play these finals, the Cavs might win this damn finals. And I think Kyrie got a lot, and I like Kyrie, and I told you, this, I like Kyrie Irving, but I thought he got a lot of pub for cooking Curry, and I thought it was more Curry hate than people building up Kyrie, because I think Kyrie is going to take a lot of flack this offseason that is very undeserving, but he's going to, because people aren't going to want to put on LeBron. I'm talking about the Cavs fans, the Cavs camp, and I don't know if I told you this, but I said it on my show about 6 or 7 months ago. I have a source within Kyrie's camp that told me he was starting to kind of get fed up with all the blame that he takes and never the credit when he actually saves games and saves this team in postseason games. And I remember somebody telling me, why would you leave that? It might have been you. Why would you leave that situation? Why would you? It would not surprise me this offseason that if the rain comes down on him, he doesn't call his agent and say, get me out of here. I got a ring. Get me out of here. And Kyrie can go play for San Antonio. Kyrie could go. He can go to some other teams that'll work a trade with a third team if he really wants to force his way out of there. I'm just throwing it out there. There's nothing that I know concrete that he would leave, but I'll wait and see where the criticism comes from. Because initially it's going to be LeBron. I get that. But watch when it dies down. And then they start to kind of figure out what's going to happen, especially when free agent starts to approach July 1st. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, no problem, man. Wish I had more time for you.
Nah, it's all good, man. We did 32 minutes, man. That was longer than the 10 that you text me.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, bro. Stay blessed, man.
All right, man.
All right, peace. My man DC Will from Will Sports out in DC, man. Good guy. Take a quick break, guys. When we come back, we'll get back more into some Kevin Durant stuff. My man Dwayne Davis is on the building. Yo, call. You want to talk? Call. You ain't called in a minute, Dwayne. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break, about a 2-minute break right here, and then I'll come back. Dwayne, call in. Not yet. Wait till I come back from break. Don't call while I'm on break because I won't pick up. All right? Y'all sit back and chill, man. VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Springer.com. And this is Will DC calling back in. What's good, Will? Oh, he must have pocket dollars. All right, yeah, no problem. We got to go to break. Got people pocket dialing the show here. Or, hey, how you doing? Talking to somebody. VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Springer.com. VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Springer.com, and your host, VJ Wright. You listen live right now on Springer.com. Don't forget to check the podcast later on iHeartRadio. You guys can pick it up there. Also on my YouTube page, Unsportsmanlike Conduct, VJ Comedy. If you just put any of those in, all the radio shows pop up. My page pops up. All my comedy performances pop up. The play that I just did 4 straight nights and performed in will be uploaded there soon. As soon as I get the edited copy of it, I'll put it up so you guys can go enjoy the play that I was in, where I played the trusted butler, Gaston Boutin, to Mr. Belvedere. I played a butler in my first Hollywood theatrical play. So that'll be up on the YouTube page too. Listen, before we went to break, I was talking about, I ended my last question with DC Will on Steph Curry. And I want to talk about Steph Curry for a minute because I'm a fan of Steph Curry. I like Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry is good for the game. I think Steph Curry is a great basketball player. I like his personality. I like his game. You know, there's a lot about Steph Curry that I like. Plus, I be on my Vanilla Bros tip. You know what I'm saying? I gotta rep the Vanilla Bros. Like, I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, I stay true to the Vanilla Brothers Coalition of America. I told y'all, man, I'm the vice president now out here in the LA chapter. I rep out here. The Big Vanilla Funny, the Big Vanilla Shaq. My man D calling in right now, man. Call coming in from the 703. It's my man Dwayne. I call him Dwayne Mean Guy Davis, man, because I don't think I've ever seen this dude smile like ever in my life that I've known him. My man Dwayne is in the building right now. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Talk to me. You want to get in on this LeBron stuff?
Yeah,
I've been seeing your social
let
media.
Me talk about Steph.
Yeah.
The hell with that. I'm gonna talk about Steph.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about Steph.
So the first finals they went to, they gave Iguodala the MVP, right?
Yep.
So we didn't feel like Steph won that MVP. All Iguodala did was damn near let LeBron average a triple-double. But he got the MVP. We didn't see nothing wrong with that, right? All right, cool. So now we're going to keep giving KD all these props. Oh, he played great D on LeBron. LeBron averaged a triple-double. Did he really play great defense on him? Or he just distracted him a little bit? Now, let's go to the next thing. Why did KD get all these open shots that he had? I guess we didn't watch the game and see that Steph Curry was getting double teamed every time he touched the ball. We didn't see that, huh? Oh, we forgot about that part, didn't we? Oh, yeah, the game looks so much easier for KD when you're double teaming Steph Curry.
Off the pick and roll every time. Every time. They wanted to get the ball. They wanted to get the ball out of his hands.
People turn a blind eye to that. Being double teamed damn near every play, but you still average 28, damn near 9 rebounds and 10 assists. Really? Or 9 assists?
9 and 9. 27, 9 and 9.
So I could damn near make an argument that he probably should have won the MVP as opposed to Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant wouldn't have got all the open shots and everything else he got if they were double teaming Steph.
No, that's true. I'm with you.
Plus your man averaging the fucking true. Listen, all you got to do to get the MVP now is defend LeBron and let him average a triple-double, and you win. You get the MVP.
That's true. That's true. Kawhi Leonard,
Like,
Kawhi Leonard too. Yeah.
We going to ignore this?
Yeah.
Where's all these people that were saying, oh, why Steph won't guard Kyrie? Well, why Kyrie wasn't guarding Steph?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't ask that question. We didn't ask that question. We just wanted to see Steph get cooked so we could say shit like he's overrated. He's not overrated.
No, he's a top 5 player. He's the top 5 player in the league. I talked to Chris Broussard the other night about him, and I've had him on the show a few weeks ago, and he told me that within NBA circles, that's why Steph gets so much detraction and so much hate, even from other NBA players, because he doesn't always guard the other best guard. And I asked him, I said, well, do the other guards always guard the other best guards in the league? Like, that's what the NBA is. This is strategy. Why would I just let my guard get cooked if there's a guard that can guard him?
Okay, watch this. But Michael Jordan was one of the best defenders ever, so we're not going to slight him. But he didn't always guard the best player of the team. I think that was Scottie that was doing that.
Yes, exactly. Even the point.
I don't understand. That's always been a strategy.
Yep.
If I need you for buckets, I'm not going to let you guard the best player on the team.
Yeah.
If I don't have to.
Yeah, he gets knocked for it. You're exactly right. He gets knocked for it, though. I feel you.
It's not. Everything is strategic. I thought we all knew that. We all played sports. I thought we knew that. This is stupidity.
It reminds me of the Brady dink and dunk, and I'm going to throw his name out there, and he's a friend of both of ours, that Philip Acosta always makes about Brady. I told him, I said, it's called the system. The run and shoot is a system. The spread it's all systems. He's just really successful in the system that he played. Why would I change it? Well, he doesn't throw deep. Why would I throw deep when I can score 40 points throwing 6 to 10 yard passes?
To that. I mean, you seen he was throwing deep to Randy Moss.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
50 touchdowns.
That just says that he hasn't had a receiver to do that.
Yeah,
with
50
anymore.
touchdowns.
He only had that receiver for 1 year. And all he did was break records.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't understand the logic in that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, don't say people can't do it. Just look at what they got on the team. Just like all these people that keep fighting with the argument of, I mean, LeBron didn't do what KD did. He didn't go to a 73-win team. Okay, that's fine. But you act like they won the chip. If they didn't win the chip, why are we talking about how many games they won?
Yeah.
Why is that relevant? He didn't win the chip. You need that man. Because Harrison Barnes wasn't doing what the hell he was supposed to be doing.
No.
I know that's your man, but I don't care.
I know, but
If he was
I
knocking
can't
down
defend
shots, they
them.
won
I
something.
can't
Then
defend them
KD wouldn't
last
have been
year.
on that team. Or if LeBron, the man who had won, 60 games, how many years in a row did his team lead the league, like the NBA, in wins before he went to Miami? So there should be no need for you to go to Miami then. You was winning 61 games with bums.
66, 64, and a 61 wins there in Cleveland.
Yeah, so what you needed to leave for? You won 61 with bums. That means you can get an okay player to come here and you should be able to win. Nah, you're going to go around with the man that already won a chip. You're going to get arguably the best power forward in the game at that time.
Yeah.
Nobody saw nothing wrong with that, right? I know. And according to him, he's never played with a super team. See, that's why I don't like LeBron.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We got to be realistic sometimes, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I like LeBron, the player.
Exactly.
I don't like LeBron, the guy who talks behind the mic and says stupid things like, I've never played for a super team. What?
And I'm not the coach and I'm not the GM. Yeah, your title.
And you're all of them, too.
Yeah, your title isn't, but you're all of them.
You got Tristan Thompson money, but he's not even. What did he do? That's what I don't understand. That you needed to sign Tristan Thompson. He's not a better rebounder than the guy that you have started in Kevin Love. So I don't understand why you signed him. That doesn't make sense. You know what you could have used that money for to get somebody else? I don't understand. You got JR all this money. JR showed up for 2 games.
And missed half the year.
You got Tristan Thompson all this money. He showed up for 2 games. Well, I guess if you balance them out, it was maybe 1 game.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 games. I'm not sure. 1 game. I actually like this 15-8 last night. I like this 15-8 last night. He played with a lot of energy.
Who?
Thompson did. He played with a lot of energy last night in the first half. Well, okay, all right. I see what you're saying.
After 4 games,
yeah.
I would hope he'd do something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting paid $80 million, and the only thing he does is grab rebounds. And let's be realistic. I wish people would pay attention. Granted, the Cavs shot the hell out of the ball in Game 4. But if you watch that game, all you see is defensive error after defensive error.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll point it out. When you dump, first of all, they could have ended this game. They could have ended this series in 4 easily. It's called exactly what you said earlier, but I don't think you knew you were saying it. Because when you said, well, LeBron was stuffing at the end of the game when he got 8 straight layups. No. It's called, Popovich gave you the blueprint the first time they beat LeBron. It's called, let LeBron do whatever the hell he wants and stay on everybody else. You do not help. LeBron can have 60 and lose. That's easy. You notice he never wins unless other people get involved. Somebody else always has to be involved. He can't be the only killer. It don't work like that. And usually when they win, the other killer strikes first. Meaning Kyrie will have like 35 already. He'll have like 20, and the next thing you know, he'll start catching up.
Like game 4, Kyrie had 25 in the first half?
Again,
yeah.
That's why you don't let them get involved. That's where they messed up, and that's why I don't think, I'm not saying Steve Kerr is not a good coach. I don't think that Steve Kerr is the coach that people make him out to be, because his adjustments suck. Because the second that Kyrie started to do what he was doing, I'm shutting that shit down. I'm doing exactly what they're doing to Steph. Double team him and get the ball out of his goddamn hands right now. So when they give the ball to Tristan Thompson, who's the one that's always setting this damn pick anyway, I don't give a damn what he does with the ball. Show me you can hit a layup. Please. Show me you can dribble the ball down there and hit a layup. I invite that. I encourage it. Please. Show me you worth $80 million. Nah. We gonna let the number 1 draft pick show off. We're gonna let the self-proclaimed chosen one show off. And then we're gonna leave J.R. Smith, who all he wants to do is shoot threes, wide the hell open. We'll leave Kevin Love wide the hell open. Come on, man. Watch the game. Draymond Green keeps helping for no reason. He's the one getting his ass cooked mostly that whole damn game.
Multiple times. You're right. Multiple times. Multiple times he was. Exactly. He was. He looked off. But I like the way you're breaking it down. I just thought he looked off, but I like the way you're breaking it down.
He just was doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. He just kept helping for no reason. Just watch it. I'm yelling at the TV like, what the hell are you doing? Because it's not like I'm a Warriors fan, but I hate seeing bad basketball. It annoys the hell out of me. Like I'm yelling at LeBron like, why the hell do you keep letting Iguodala just go dunk? Why you ain't jump up and try to block one? I mean, you tried the shit last year. They all praised you for the shit when we knew his back was hurt. When have you ever seen Iguodala go to the hole and shoot a layup? I'll tell you when. Never.
Yeah, Iggy Yams. Iggy Yams.
Always a dunk around the basket.
Yeah, Iggy Yams.
Which is why LeBron wouldn't jump. Hey, LeBron, how about this? Won't you foul him? He shoots like 33% from the free throw line, you dummy. Someone who pays so much attention to everything, you totally forgot that, huh? We just gonna keep letting Iguodala go to the cup, lay the ball up, dunk, do whatever the hell he wants. Let's not foul him and play that game where he can't shoot free throws. I don't understand. I just don't get it. And that's why they lost. Stupid shit like that. Not reading the scouting reports. I never understand it. Oh, and also, I want to talk about all you people that keep saying Klay Thompson's going to be a superstar if he goes somewhere else.
Oh, no.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not going to do any of that. He can't create his own shot to save his life. He can't finish at the basket to save his life. So all he can do is shoot jump shots.
He's perfect. He's perfect right where he is. He needs to stay.
Jump shot.
He needs to stay right where he is.
You guys got to stop it.
Yeah. He needs to stay
telling
right
me
where
if he
he
leaves,
is.
he's going to be James Harden. No, he's not.
No.
James Harden showed you everything while he was at OKC that he could do that on his own. Klay Thompson has not showed you anything. And if you say he did, I don't trust your basketball assessments at all. And I will not discuss basketball with you ever again. The first person I hear say that, I'm done talking basketball with them. It's over with.
I like your basketball.
Right.
I like your basketball mind, and I always have. So I'm gonna throw an all finals question to you. Out here in LA, the big buzz is Lonzo Ball's workout, and sources that I got talking to Chris and Rob and those guys that were there said he was out of shape, and they weren't impressed when there's these stories that's jumping out about Jackson. I always said that if I were the Lakers, that's who I would take because I don't believe Ball is trend-sending. I think when you call a player trend-sending, you have to come change the game. Well, your crazy long-distance threes you've been shooting, you know your brothers are doing that shit because of Steph Curry. All the little kids at the courts are doing that. So he's already said that. You're not gonna pass like anybody else. We've seen Magic, we've seen Kidd, we've seen LeBron, we've seen Rondo, we've seen Nash, we've seen passers. So I always thought, man, you have a point guard. People may not like D'Angelo, but he doesn't have to be your star if you get another bona fide star. I think Jackson is a bona fide star. I really do. Can put the ball on the floor, defend, 6'9", shoot the three. Like he's this evolution of NBA player. I've always said if I was the Lakers, I would take Jackson at 2. What do you think about that?
But who did you draft last year?
They drafted Ingram.
What is he?
That doesn't matter in today's game no more, Dwayne.
But watch, what position does he play though?
Plays the 3 and the 4.
Okay, so what does Julius Randle play?
You move Julius Randle to the bench. He's your big guy that comes off with that second unit.
But see, everybody likes Julius Randle. He's not coming off the bench.
I still take Jackson then.
You gotta remember Julius Randle is one of Kobe's favorites.
I know.
If Kobe like him, that means Magic likes him. That means he's not coming off the bench. So my question is this: does D'Angelo Russell pass the ball like Lonzo Ball?
No.
Matter of fact, you don't even have to answer that. I ask you this right now: do you think those people on that team actually like D'Angelo Russell?
No, and that's because of what he did. I don't think it's not because of his game, though.
So with that being said, I would probably draft Lonzo Ball and or should I say maybe even De'Aaron Fox, and get him up out of here. Because a lot of, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be, they'll possibly draft Lonzo Ball and move Russell to the 2. I don't think I like that. Even though he was playing an off guard before he ever got to Ohio State, I don't think I like that. Just because it's something we all know. You be playing with somebody you don't like, it only works for so long.
True. Very true.
And I don't think that's gonna work very long. Like the dude snitching, you gotta get him up out of there. And then you can't really not have a point guard. You can, but
one story that's out there is that they are looking to take Jackson at 2 and try to trade D'Angelo to try to stay within the top 15 and get another pick, and they still have the 25th pick to end up with 3 picks. That's another story that came out today, which I like.
I will probably do that too.
Yeah, which I like. Try to move with somebody, try to trade them, and take somebody that needs a point guard that's sitting at 14, 15, 16. You have Phoenix back there again because Phoenix has 2 picks. You have the Pistons sitting back there. They want to move Reggie Jackson. They could be looking for another point guard. It wouldn't, as a Pistons fan, it wouldn't bother me. I like D'Angelo. I understand what he did. I get all that. But I'm just talking basketball. So, and maybe
I don't think he's that. I just feel like he's a piece that you can move and be okay with moving him.
True.
Because I'm just hearing I'm hearing they're trying to possibly trade Clarkson.
Absolutely.
And just move this dude to the 2. Like I said, move the snitch to the 2.
Yeah.
But I don't really like the snitch too much. So, that's just me. I just won't let it go. Just like I was mad with Kobe was snitching, but Kobe was getting way more buckets than him. So that don't count. I can look past that when you Kobe, you getting all these buckets. But when you the snitch, you ain't really doing that. I can't really mess with you like that.
You're still the same way.
Like he not really doing that, bro. He gotta go.
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. Now you speaking from a baller, that locker room camaraderie. Homie, the boy, yeah, I feel where you're coming from. You speaking from that angle, and I get that because it rubbed people wrong when Kobe did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure.
I think plus from what I hear, I mean, how true it is, you never know. But they say Lonzo demands that people get better. He helps you get better. I don't see that from the snitch. I just don't see it. And we all know it. Like as much as Chris Paul, I think Chris Paul hated so much because Chris Paul demands a lot from them guys.
He does.
That's why. Glenn Baby is crying like a little bitch, like, oh, Chris Paul did. No, shut up.
DeAndre, there's 3 of them. DeAndre and Blake. There's stories out here right now in LA that the relationship between him and Blake is kind of hit a snag also too. So some great players are hard to play with. Kobe was hard to play with. Michael was hard to play with. Tom Brady's hard to play with. Great players, they're hard because they demand the best out of you every single second. Not every day, not every game, not every practice, every single second, because that's what they're given. And when you're winning championships, I'll never knock an athlete. And
I feel like as a point guard, those are the type of assets that you should have, and I don't feel like the snitch has that at all. He can roll.
Something else came out this morning.
Like I said, I'd take a flyer on Lonzo. I mean.
Well, speaking of Lonzo, and I'll move this part to his pops. Something came out today that the Lakers brass was not happy with his comments of, they need a leader. Basically, it was a side shot at D'Angelo, and you're throwing jabs at players that are in the franchise, and your son's not in the league. There is a story that came out this morning that the brass kind of looked at that like, okay, do we really want to deal with? Because when Alonzo has 13 or 15 or 16 assists, and they play bad because D'Angelo has an off night, is he going to go to the press with, my boy out there doing this? I mean, other people need to. I can see him doing it. And I heard the Laker brass do we want to deal with this for the next 4 to 5 years? We're trying to really.
Somebody's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, but they don't have to, though. They don't have to. I'm not sure.
You would hate for you to pass up on him and then he come back and bite you in the ass like that, though.
I'm not sold on him, Dwayne. I just never have been.
I just feel like with that team, you need somebody who's going to facilitate. Julius Randle wants to shoot. Clarkson wants to shoot. Old boy from Duke wants to shoot. You need a point guard that doesn't want to shoot, and the snitch wants to shoot. That's just me, though. That's just. But you got to remember, I'm a guy that likes point guards that or not shoot first. That's why I ride for CP3 like that. Because when I watch that, I'm like, you can't tell me he don't make these dudes better.
He makes everybody better.
They just not willing to get where he wants them to be. That's the thing.
I've never been a CP3 guy, and part of that is because he went to Wake Forest, and I'm all about my Hills, and that's an ACC thing.
But you also should be a CP3 guy because he loves your nephew.
I know. I was getting to that. I know. I was getting to that. I know he loves Kendall.
And that's because he's a pass first point guard.
Yeah, Rondo loves him too.
Everybody should love those people.
Yep. Yeah, he worked out for the Clippers out here a few weeks ago.
Maybe?
Yeah. He's going to run with their summer league team a few games. They want to take a serious look at him. So I'm praying for him, man. I hope he grabbed that joint.
They probably should do that, and then let Austin run the two instead of him running point.
Yep.
Austin's not a backup point guard. Austin's an undersized two. Slightly undersized.
And you know what's funny about Austin Rivers? There's always Duke players, and I've said this on my show before. There's always Duke players I like. I'm not that fan. Like, there's always Ohio State players I like. There's always Patriot guys or Jet players. There's always players I like. I still hate your team. When he was in school, I always thought Kendall still gave him the business, but I always liked Austin Rivers. I like this game, and it just seems like in the league, it's stagnant. He looks like the same kid that he was at Duke.
The thing about it is if you look at him though, and I watched when he said this, and I don't even watch Skip. I happened to see a clip.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it that day.
Dad or whatever.
Yeah.
And I actually went and checked the stats. The dude has actually gotten better every year after he's been hurt when he got drafted 10 by New Orleans or whatever. Since he's been healthy in LA, he's gotten better every year.
His stats have improved,
so he can get better.
So then, why do I see him? Then when I guess I'm conflicted and confused
because when he's playing for his dad, it don't look the same. When you're out here playing for your dad, that's the thing that I used to get to. Like, man, you playing for your dad's team, you just playing just cause. Get out of here.
No, I don't view him like that because I think that's I don't view him like that because I think that's a hater comment. I don't like saying that because I think that's a hater comment, and I try to stay away from hater comments. He just kind of, when I watch his game though, it's like, damn, that dribble move you had in college, I'm expecting to see the floater added to that now because that dribble crossover move is deadly. But why are you always just going all the way or taking that same dribble step back James Harden jump shot again? Where's that floater at that I thought you were going to add? That's what I mean by looks like the same player. I don't see anything he's added.
He probably is still the same guy. But
okay. Yeah, stats are one thing, but being a different player is different.
It's actually working, though. I mean, it's a lot of people like that, though, because you feel like they should add something up to the game. Like for instance, why is LeBron still got no post game?
I don't know, man.
The world may never know.
I don't know.
6'9", 260, bigger than everybody that's ever guarded you, and you still can't do a turnaround?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Chris Broussard said this morning that the one thing that the Cavs brass, if they're allowed to really
see, people don't pay attention that I pay attention to when I watch certain things. Yesterday, I knew they was gonna lose watching warm-ups. You know why? I was watching LeBron was right. Damn, he's shooting lights during the warm-ups. But if you watch when he's warming up, right? How are you practicing jump shots warming up and you're traveling in your warm-up? Like, I don't get that. You practicing your moves and you're traveling. Like, no dribbles, we taking like 5 steps and shooting jump shots. Okay, cool. So that's how you practice that. So that's how you end up traveling all the time, and they don't ever call it. All right, cool. I'll leave that alone. But why is Kevin Love practicing grandma jump shots, though?
Yeah, I saw that.
You're not taking those shots in the game, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if I was LeBron, you would have seen me screaming at him. We're not doing that. Don't listen to Russell Westbrook's commercials where he say, I know they tell you not to shoot a shot that you wouldn't shoot in a real game, but do you? Nah, shut up. You don't do that. You practice shots you go shoot in the game.
Yeah.
You shooting grandma shots, and then it wasn't no coincidence that all of a sudden you couldn't hit nothing during the game.
You start 0 for 6.
That's why. Because you were practicing grandma shots instead of shooting real jump shots. Sad. That's exactly when I knew they were going to lose. I was sitting there watching. I was like, hey, they're going to lose this game. just because of that right there.
Well, I called in five, so I cashed in with
I mean, I said 6,
Yeah.
but hey, I don't mind being a game off.
Nah,
On the right
especially-
team, like I said,
yeah.
we're going to win. But look, we got to find the tape. When I said, when you asked me what did I think about KD's move, and I said, well, I mean, wherever KD goes, they go win the chip, and Russell Westbrook will be the MVP. So all I'm waiting for is them to give Russell Westbrook the MVP, and I was right. Before a ball was ever dribbled again, when all these decisions was made, I was right. I need to find that.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good
going back
call.
and checking the tapes.
That's a good call on the MVP. I had Kevin Durant as the MVP in my preview show.
Dope.
Yeah, I had Kevin Durant. Those 19 games hurt. I think if he'd have played the whole year, he'd have been in the conversation. Do you think they should hold that award until the entire season's done? Or no, because it's a regular season award.
To the finals is done?
Until the whole,
no,
everything.
They gave it out already before the finals ever happened.
No, everything.
Nope.
Everything's done.
No, they should have gave it out already. As soon as the season was over, they should have gave it out.
They used to do it like that because a lot of times they had the ceremony and the players on the playoff team, and there's always a whole game.
And that's what you love, because I'm trying to remember who the hell got the MVP and then got cooked in the playoffs right after they got it. Was that David Robinson?
Yeah, Olajuwon worked him.
When Olajuwon gave him that work after he got that MVP? Yeah, that's what I like. You get man, the MVP will bust his ass. Yeah, that's what I need. I need that. Oh, you the MVP? Yes. Yeah, I'm giving him 40. Pass me the ball.
Yeah. And Jordan too. Jordan too. Carmelo won the MVP, and then Jordan went out and had like 41.
See?
Yeah.
You gotta do. Gave this man the MVP. That was mine. You gonna get this work, man.
You know what?
That's what you need.
Didn't Jordan do it to Barkley also?
Yep, he also lost.
Sure did. Jordan had like 38, 39.
Jordan got Barkley and Malone. Same year they won MVP, the same year they went to the finals and they got their ass bust by MJ.
Yeah, now it's a podium suit wearing thing, and I don't like that. I love the give it to him half court. Let that be the first time. Do the podium thing afterwards. Don't do that first, because they've already had it. They've already seen it. They've already had their moment. Nah. The first time they see it should be like it used to be, when before a home playoff game, you announce it and you hand them the MVP.
And give me more motivation to bust his ass. So I know it's you now. You already had a target on your back, but now it's bigger. Because you the MVP. And it probably should have been mine.
Now that basketball season's over, guys like you and I turn our attention full-fledged towards the NFL. Doc hit me up and asked me about the Eagles, and I told him I love their offseason. I love the receivers that they added. I like the fact that they got a 3-down big back in there. You play in the black and blue NFC's division. Cold games late in the year. Gonna need to run the football. God knows how to find the end zone. I still like the defense a little bit. Your Eagles might be one of my sleeper teams. I don't know yet. I'm gonna wait for preseason, training camp, all of that. But I like what I see out of Philly. You're a diehard Philly fan. What do you think up to this point about your Eagles?
I got to see what these corners going to look like. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. The rookie corner, I'm a guy where I've noticed that usually if you look, these longer corners actually do well in the league.
Yeah.
All of them are not superstars, but they do well in the league. Got like Antonio Cromartie's a long corner.
Richard Sherman.
Got Richard Sherman.
Yep.
There's another one or two out there. It's pretty long.
Peters is a long corner from.
There you go.
Yeah, Peters from Kansas City. Talib's got long arms.
Like 6'1" though.
But he's long though. His arms are still long.
Sean Smith was like 6'4".
Exactly. Sean Smith out of Utah. Yep.
Steve Smith. I'm sorry, that was the name, right? Steve Smith. Something Smith.
Sean, no, you had it right. It's Sean Smith. You had it right. It's Sean Smith.
But now we got the guy from West Virginia. The only reason he was drafted, which I think we got him, third round? The reason he's drafted, drafted that low because he didn't run fast. I'm like, all right, cool. But I believe they said he led the nation in interceptions. So you didn't draft a guy in the first 2 rounds because he didn't run fast, but he led the nation in interceptions?
Yeah. Well,
all right, cool. I'll take that.
That's the curse of the combine.
Granted, it's just flower cake and all that stuff. These guys are talking about this guy already, though. like he could possibly be starting. I don't see why not. But yeah, he's going to be starting. And then you figure you put Sidney Jones on that linebacker from Dallas playing from last year. You go ahead and draft him in the second round, and you let him sit and hope that he turns out to be who they thought he was going to be. Now, for my team's sake, I'm hoping that Dallas is wrong and will be right, because I don't need that linebacker to be good over there. They already got the white boy who I done said was the second best linebacker in the league. I don't care what nobody say. I can't think of his name right now because football hasn't been going on for a while.
Sean Lee.
Sean something. There you go. Yeah, him. Because
hold on. Time out real quick.
On Dallas.
Hold on, time out.
He's a linebacker.
Time out real quick. I actually want to go back to that because that's kind of like a branch off. I actually like that opinion, but explain that to me. I don't know if I agree or disagree, but you believe Sean Lee is the second best linebacker in football?
Yeah, behind Keith. What do you mean?
Okay.
Why not? What did he do? Look, listen. When you can shine on a defense that's terrible, you got to be good, right? And you notice that I didn't just say he was the second best linebacker in the league. I told you that he was the best corner on Dallas. You probably didn't catch that part.
No, I did, but you confused it because you said linebacker. So you mean basically his coverage?
No.
Basically, he's their best.
But he's the best corner on their team.
I feel you. He's their best coverage guy. Okay, I see what you're saying. No, I got you.
Yeah, because he got hands. He tackles everything moving, and barring injuries, he would have been getting all the credit that he should have been getting for years. I've always said if he's on the field, he's the only thing that makes me nervous at all times, especially playing as when you watch the Eagles play. A lot of balls they try to throw underneath to running backs and tight ends, and that means he's in that area because we don't got no receiver that was getting out after Sean left. So he becomes a problem at that point because he knows what's happening. I like him. Nice. My opinion, second best linebacker behind Keith Lee.
Okay. I mean, there's Khalil Mack. There's a few other guys out there.
I don't consider him really a linebacker. He's rushing all the time. To me, he's an end.
Well, he made all pro as a linebacker and defensive end. He made all pro at 2. Yeah, that's true. But he
ain't doing nothing but getting sacks.
He made all pro though at 2 positions, linebacker and defensive end.
To me, I still say Sean Lee is second best linebacker. I mean, it's my opinion though.
No. You're fine with the opinion. I'm just like, okay,
you're the first. I see that guy all the time.
You're the first guy that I've heard say that. That's why I thought it was an interesting opinion. I'm like, okay, because I like Sean Lee. I like Sean Lee a lot.
I actually give people in the division props.
I feel yeah, you do. I see you.
I see him so much.
Yeah,
it's like I'd be wrong to say some stupid stuff like in my opinion, like people talk about Odell, they talk about all the antics and he's a head case and this, that, and the third. You wouldn't have him on your team, though? Don't tell me you wouldn't have him on your team.
No.
You can't name
exactly.
You can't name but two receivers better than him. And you probably can't even do that. I can argue you out of it. Because all you're going to say is Julio Jones and Antonio Brown.
Absolutely.
And I could probably argue he might be better than one of them. I would never say he's better than Julio. Because I just think Julio is just a grown man.
Yeah, Julio is just...
Well, we can argue he might be better than Antonio Brown. We can argue. I'm not saying it's going to be right or wrong, but you can argue that.
I always feel like Antonio Brown shines from a lot of Big Ben being able to prolong plays. I really do.
And Eli doesn't have that skill to do that.
No, he doesn't.
So it doesn't happen.
No, I said that before, and I've been called a hater. Oh yeah, I've said that before. The Pittsburgh Steelers fan, people who put him undoubtedly at number 1 receiver in the league, and I used to argue Odell. I've argued Brandon Marshall a few years ago. I've argued Julio. Like, why isn't Julio the best receiver? Because look at Antonio's numbers. I said he benefits though from a lot of Big Ben prolonging plays, and you can only cover a guy for so long, and he's so agile and fast. One move, dude, and Ben breaks a tackle, he's 10 yards behind you, and Ben's just throwing it out there to him. So I think, and that's not a knock.
It's like him. I mean, I still think Antonio Brown's great. I just don't think he's better than Odell. But that's just me.
I like Odell a lot, man. The antics don't bother me. Receivers are divas.
I think only thing I'm worried about right now is with the Eagles, back to the Eagles thing, is what this line going to look like. Is Jason Peters actually going to play and actually play a whole season? Can you afford to move Lane Johnson to left tackle and move anybody over there at right tackle if something does happen? Is Lane Johnson even going to be there for a whole damn year? Even though he's saying he's not taking any supplements no more because he don't want to run into no problems. We'll find out. Because the line was actually more of the problem than anything else last year. Makeshift line, move this guy here, move this guy there. Put a rookie at right tackle. He's getting killed against the Redskins.
I'm a Dolphin fan. You can't tell me nothing about an offensive line or what. Up until last year,
but y'all was drafting to build an offensive line though, using first round picks on linemen, which is good.
And those guys that are there now, Jawan James was a first round pick. He's our starting right tackle. Laramie Tunsil was a first round pick. Yeah, true. But we still haven't done that
this year. We spent picks on defense, which we hope, the guy from Tennessee is good. We hope you can get somebody that can match that presence that your buddy was giving Brandon Graham on one side, throwing that on the other side.
Brandon Graham's a Michigan man too.
That's what I said, your buddy.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, that's my
I knew.
That's my guy.
We hoping he can match his intensity on the other side, which will leave the $100 million man over there, hoping he can get some damn sacks from defensive tackle spot. Not to mention that we also got Jernigan from Baltimore for just swapping the picks in the third round.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that move though. Why is nobody talking about that move? That was actually a great move.
Because I'll tell you why, and I know exactly what it is. I was a fan of his at Florida State. But the one thing about him that I keep seeing over and over and over again was that national championship game when Auburn was running that spread offense and that no-huddle offense. By the middle of the third quarter, he was over on one knee, gasping for air and sucking in as much water as he possibly could. I remember looking to my fiance and said, that's going to be a problem in the pros because he is under condition right now in college. And when you a defensive lineman, sometimes that's why Nick Farley can't stick with a team now. Can't keep his weight down, can't stay in shape, can't condition himself right. That's why nobody's talking about it because you saw Baltimore let him go. And Baltimore's all about defense. I still like the guy. I was a fan. He's All-American at Florida State.
But they let him go because our GM isn't the old Baltimore guy. Well, one of the guys from Baltimore. So,
but that's why nobody's talking about it. Is because he's kind of underperformed from what people thought he was when at the start of his junior year. He was touted as a top 5 pick in all the the college pre stuff that all comes out that we all read and stuff. There, he was a Heisman hopeful, defensive tackle. Maybe he could be a finalist like Ndamukong Suh was, and he had a great year. But that championship game, I thought a lot of scouts saw that and said, okay, this guy gets run down. Like he should be in shape for this game, and he's not. And in the NFL, people run no huddle now. People run spread offense, quick hurry up. So, a lot of colleges seeped into the program now. It's not a lot of double tight end, I formation, pound it down your throat type football teams in the NFL anymore. So, but that's why nobody's talking about that. Marshawn Lynch to the Raiders. I like that topic. That's been pretty interesting. What do you think happens with the Raiders this year if Carr doesn't get hurt with Marshawn and running back? Can they go to Foxborough and win the playoff game?
I gotta see what he looks like though. He just had a year off. I mean, I've seen the little video where he's not getting hit, he's running. Looks fast. That's all cool. I gotta see what he looks like. If he look anything like he looks before, they're gonna be a problem. Because you just look at the team. Like, see, you got Mari Cooper over there who runs routes like he's Jerry Rice out here. Mm-hmm. You got Crabtree, who your man Harbaugh said has the best hands he's ever seen. That's an underrated thing about him. He damn near catches everything.
Mr. Reliable. That's what I call Mr. Reliable.
who look like he'll kill somebody.
The two young tight ends.
Who everybody on defense fears tackling. And you got a good young quarterback, and your line is awesome.
Yeah,
Where else can you go besides up?
They might have the second or third best line behind Dallas and Tennessee.
Where else can you go besides up? Now, you went hard and you drafted the kid that they said the Eagles was going to pick, though, until the little rape allegations came up.
Yeah, the kid out of Ohio State.
You got to hope he's not a flop. But they hope none of that stuff was true. But where else can they go besides up? I mean, how many games did they win last year? 11?
I believe they were
10,
12 and 4 last year.
Is it?
Yeah.
They might repeat that thing because I don't think you're going to get 13. They might actually go 11-5.
11-5, huh? I like 12-4, 13-3 for the Raiders. I think a year off from Marshawn. I think a year off from Marshawn is going to actually show us. I'm predicting that year off shows us the old Marshawn because he was banged up his last kind of half year, quarter year with Seattle. A lot of years, a lot of carries. We've seen this from veteran running backs that change teams, and they can give you one good year. LaDainian Tomlinson ran for 996. He almost had 1,000 yards. Now, it wasn't the 1,500 we were accustomed to seeing, but it was 1,000 pretty much that the Jets needed to have a consistent running game and lean on their defense and get to the playoffs last year. I think the same thing is going to happen with Adrian Peterson. I don't expect 1,500 yards, but if they get $1,000 out of Adrian Peterson, they're going to go 11-5, 12-4 because you know they can score through the air already. And if you add 1,000-yard back, and it had one last year, but he's not Adrian Peterson. Ingram doesn't have that breakaway speed.
You know what? I'm not a big fan of that Adrian Peterson going to the Saints moves.
Why not?
Because he doesn't catch the ball out of the backfield very well.
They won't use him for that.
Which means he's only going to be on the field for 2 plays. If he gets stopped, let's say he only get like 6 yards. Let's say they run the ball first 2 plays and he only gets 6 yards. He's not on the field for 3rd or 4th. Their line isn't the best. So if it was, we all know my man would have had them winning big games because he had all the time in the world to make all these receivers look good. I'm not a big fan of that move.
Well, I am. I'm a lean on that.
I thought he probably should have took less money and went over there with New England, you know.
That's where I thought he was going. I thought he was going to New England
there and try to win a chip.
Yeah, I thought he was going to New England.
They don't need to pass him the ball. They'll make sure he gets enough carries. See, I don't think. See, the thing is, what's the name will commit to the run and let him. Belichick will commit to the run and let him get those carries. I don't think Sean Payton going to allow that. Oh, you ain't running. All right, cool. Hey, let's go ahead and air this out.
We'll see. They have to run the foot. They can't air it out and make some 7 and 9. They have to run the football at some point. Look, I'm gonna let you get out of here on this one. What type of season you think Cam Newton? Does Cam Newton bounce back? I'm pulling. You know, I'm a Cam guy. I'm pulling for Cam to bounce back. Does he bounce back this year with some new weapons?
I don't think so. I'm not really a Cam guy after he said what he said. So, I don't know, man. I mean, what was their record last year?
4-12, 5-11, something like that.
Damn, was they that bad? I could see him getting back to 8-8. I mean, they already said the other guy's fat and sloppy, out of shape. They said he looked like, they said my man looked like Khadijah from Living Single.
O'Hare, the offensive lineman, right? O'Hare.
No, the receiver.
Oh, Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
They're saying Kelvin Benjamin. It's like with Eddie Lacy. I don't get these guys. Like, you playing the NFL, dog. Like, you in the league. Like, you like fast food and shit. Because Eddie Lacy said that he got fat, like, because he was eating 2 and 3 sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles for breakfast from McDonald's. I'm like, dog, you in the NFL making millions. You going to McDonald's for breakfast?
Why are you going to McDonald's when during the season, dog, they feed you at the place? Every time I watch them, they feed them if they come to the stadium or the practice facility. So why are you eating elsewhere?
Lindell White
Why don't
said
you
the
hire
same.
a chef?
Lindell White did the same thing when Lindell White gained that weight in the league and ate himself out of NFL. He was quoted as saying he couldn't leave In-N-Out alone. In-N-Out is a West Coast or Southern.
I know the little burger place.
Exactly, the burger joint out here. Everybody love. I think it's overrated. There's another chain out here called Habit Burger that do them joints charbroil grill. I actually like their burgers better. But my thing, once again, I understand you went to USC out here and In-N-Out is all good. But once again, you're in the NFL. Why the hell are you eating In-N-Out 1,200 calories per burger?
Why don't you just pay a chef?
Yeah, exactly.
Keep you in the lead.
I appreciate you, homie. I'm going to wrap up the show.
All right, man. Take it
Easy. I'll holler at you when I come home later in August, man.
All right, bet.
All right, Pippin. My man, Dwayne Mean Guy Davis. We call him the Mean Guy. Great show today, guys, man. I'm going to wrap it up. Get out of here. Got some stuff I got to handle. I got dinner in Manhattan Beach tonight. Got dinner plans out that way, and that's quite a little hike. So appreciate everybody tuning in live. Thank you to everybody that's been coming to the comedy shows and that came to see the play that I was in, the Grieving Widows Auxiliary, Part 2, The Engagement. If you're listening live right now, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to my man Carl Webb from ESPN. My man Rashad Mitchell in the building. What's good, Rashad? Rashad's got a good show going on, too, over on Periscope, I believe. Yeah, Periscope. I also found something else today called LA Radio Now. You can get your own show out there, man, and get into a studio out here and actually do your own show to radio stations out here in the Los Angeles area. So I'm going to check into that. We're trying to expand VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct. I love Spreaker.com and I love iHeartRadio on YouTube and everybody else that support it and put it out there for me. All the listeners in all the different states, all the different countries. We're trying to grow. We're trying to expand, man. I love Spreaker and all you other guys, but I want to jump out there on some other outlets and grow this thing into a sports talk phenomenon. VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct, man. Spreaker.com. Y'all stay blessed. And I don't think I'll do a show tomorrow. Maybe we'll get into some NBA draft stuff next week. But you guys know when football season starts to arrive, starting right after NBA free agency in early July, we'll take about maybe a 2-week break. And then we'll move right into heavy football, 4 or 5 shows a week, college, pro, every day, training camp, leads into preseason games, leads into the regular season, and then we're just off and running from there. So appreciate all the listeners. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed, man.